Welcome to the Benzano Podcast. We're calling a spade. The Caitlin Clark Tour, touchdown in Phoenix, touchdown at the WNBA All-Star Game, and a big question following that Saturday. How many people decided to put on Channel 7? How many people decided to put on ESPN? How many people decided to go on to ESPN.com, click that ESPN Plus button, and watch the WNBA All-Star Game on ESPN3? What is the number going to look like? How many people are tuning in for Caitlin Clark? 3.4 million people is your answer. This year's event shattered the all-time audience mark for a WNBA All-Star Game broadcast. Shattered it. If we compare it to last year, that's even disrespectful. Last year averaged 850,000 viewers. This year, with the arrival of Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese a little bit, this year's WNBA All-Star Game quadrupled the number from last year. That alone should give Cheryl Reeve an inclination on how valuable that woman is to this cesspool of a league. That should give Kathy Engel idiot an idea on how much of a landmine, cash cow, money printing machine Caitlin Clark is. Now I know people are arguing that $2.2 billion isn't enough. We're going to get to that momentarily. But let's focus on the CC Tour, shall we? The WNBA All-Star Game easily outdrew the NHL All-Star Game on ABC earlier this year, which averaged 1.4 million, and also comfortably topped the NASCAR All-Star race on FS1 while falling behind the other three major sports in the USA. Folks, we weren't expecting the WNBA to beat the NBA, to beat MLB, to beat NFL, but the fact that they surpassed NHL, the fact that they pretty much doubled NHL, easily had a larger number than NASCAR, that's a pretty big record, folks. That is a pretty big deal. That is a respectable number that advertisers and companies can look at and say, there's motion there. There's interest there. But again, is there interest there, or is there only interest in Caitlin Clark? Again, we'll get there. The previous record for the WNBA All-Star Game was 1.4 million views for the 2003 game on ABC, the first to air on broadcast television. That game had stars like Sue Bird, Cynthia Cooper, Cheryl Swoops, Dawn Staley, Becky Hammon, and a whole bunch of other Hall of Famers. Saturday's WNBA All-Star Game averaged 3.4 million viewers, making it the league's largest audience since the second day of play in June 1997. Since the second day of the league's inaugural season, not enough people have tuned in. Nobody has tuned in. People have tuned out. The WNBA hasn't seen a number like 3.4 million views since the second day of the inaugural season. What? And I'm supposed to believe that this has been exciting this whole time? I'm supposed to believe that this has been interesting this whole time? No. You can't fool me. This is interesting now because of Caitlin Clark. This is exciting now because of Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark is bringing these fans. Caitlin Clark is bringing this excitement. In 2024, the All-Star audience number tracks as the most watched WNBA event on any ESPN network and the third most watched WNBA game of all time. It is the 17th WNBA game this year that has topped 1 million views. Caitlin Clark has played in 15 of those 17 games. 15 of those 17 games are Caitlin Clark. Again, these are Caitlin Clark's records. These are Caitlin Clark viewership numbers. This is the Caitlin Clark media deal. This is how much money Adam Silver decided to give Caitlin Clark. This isn't people tuning in to watch the WNBA. This isn't people tuning in to watch this game, to watch that game, to watch this person, to that person. This isn't that. These are people to watch Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark's debut, 2.1 million viewers, right? Caitlin Clark against the Sky averaged 2.2 million viewers. So if we're really sitting here and thinking about it, Caitlin Clark going up against Angel Reese gave her an additional 100,000 viewers. But it peaked at nearly 3 million viewers. Now this is where it gets good, folks. It peaked at nearly 3 million viewers. So the interest between Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese going head to head peaked at nearly 3 million viewers. So how much did this weekend's All-Star Game do? 3.4 million viewers. Follow me here, folks. Follow me. 2.2 billion, right? That's a low ball, is what Cheryl Miller said, right? Cheryl, I love you, but this is the Ben Daniel podcast where we're calling a spade a spade. Welcome in. This game right here is a Wednesday night between the Dallas Wings, and they averaged 420,000. This is a non-Caitlin Clark game. Dallas Wings on ESPN gave you 420,000. Caitlin Clark was actually playing on the same time on ESPN3 behind a paywall. Shout out to you, ESPN. So, folks, I hope you're all following me here, right? The debut did 2.1, peaked at 2.3. Okay. We're getting Angel Reese. Okay. Now we're averaging 2.2, peaking at nearly 3 million. Okay. These are the people that remember Iowa, LSU. All right. I'm tuned in. I'm locked in. I'm watching. 3 million. Now we have 420,000 non-Caitlin Clark, non-Angel Reese game. And we come to this year's All-Star game, 3.4 million in views. Folks, there's only 520,000 people who give a damn about WNBA not named Caitlin Clark or Angel Reese. That's it. You see? You see how we just held hands and we got here together? It's glorious, right? Shout out to Bobby Roode. Low ball. 2.2 billion is a low ball. The 2.2 billion is for Caitlin Clark. The 2.2 billion is for the player that has taken part in the 15 of 17 million viewed games for the WNBA this year. And oh yeah, she's also the player that took part in the lead-in to both of those games. Eat that. Eat that. Low ball. This is the Caitlin Clark show. This is the CC tour. And you guys are just taking part. Right? What did Conor McGregor say? I'm not here to take part. I'm here to take over. Caitlin Clark's taking over. Everybody else is just here to take part until people are tuning in. And by the way, folks, no disrespect, right? No disrespect. This is a Wings game. This is the team that Enrique Ongumbowale's on. So this is she's cooking. This is a bowler here. This is one of the most entertaining players on ESPN. Cut it out. Cut it out. There are only 420,000 people who aren't tuning in just to watch Caitlin Clark or Angel Reese. That's it. That's why it's 2.2. Caitlin Clark is the draw. Caitlin Clark is the number. Caitlin Clark is the bar. Caitlin Clark is the metric. Caitlin Clark is the reason we all tuned in. Cut it out. Cut it out. Cut it out. $3.4 million views for Caitlin Clark. The most watched non-All-Star game this year since Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark went head-to-head. Both of those games topped 2 million viewers. But Cece by herself gives you 2 million. So what's the big deal? Well, now we're looking at the peaks here. Now we're looking at the 3 million peak of the Clark-Reese interest. And when we take that 3 million and we do simple addition, 3 plus 4 equals 3.4. That's why it's $2.2 billion. Stop putting Caitlin Clark down, Charlotte Reeve. You're an idiot. Stop ignoring Caitlin Clark being the movement, Kathy Engelbert. You're an idiot. Chrissy Sides, you just need to get fired. It's Ben Daniel Podcast. We're calling a spade a spade. I appreciate all of the support. Make no mistake about it. That 3.4 is because Caitlin Clark was there. How do I know? Well, look at all the other games without her. And that'll tell you the answers.